Design your future. Stop letting life happen to you. Golden key to prosperity. Seize control of your destiny. Your future is not a distant horizon waiting to unfold. It's a canvas you paint with every decision, every step, and every moment you sow. Choose to act. Most people live reactively, letting life happen to them, drifting through days shaped by hesitation, fear, or the illusion of safety. They wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or a burst of confidence that never arrives. But the truth is, waiting is a slow surrender. The life you dream of, filled with purpose, achievement, and freedom, belongs to those who act boldly, who step forward despite uncertainty, and who refuse to let fear dictate their path. Bold action is the cornerstone of every breakthrough, every transformation, every leap toward greatness. History is written by those who move, innovators like the Wright brothers, who dared to fly when others scoffed, or entrepreneurs like Henry Ford, who revolutionized industry despite skepticism. These pioneers didn't wait for permission or certainty. They acted, stumbled, learned, and acted again. Their legacy teaches us that success isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to move forward without them. This guide is your roadmap to designing a future that reflects your highest potential. It distills the timeless wisdom of bold action into 10 actionable strategies, inspired by the principles of personal development. These strategies are not about reckless leaps or blind ambition. They're about training your mind to embrace discomfort, building habits that override hesitation, and creating momentum that propels you toward your goals. Whether you're seeking financial freedom, career success, or personal fulfillment, these principles will empower you to stop watching life pass by and start shaping it. The journey begins now with a single decision: to act, to move, to forge your future with relentless determination. Let's dive in, body. 10 strategies to forge your future through bold action. Strategy 1. Embrace discomfort as the path to growth. Growth demands discomfort. Every transformation, every breakthrough, every step toward a better future lies on the other side of unease. Most people avoid discomfort, seeing it as a warning to retreat. They feel fear and hesitate, assuming it's a sign to stop. But discomfort is not a barrier. It's a gateway. It signals that you're stretching beyond your current limits, expanding your capacity, and moving closer to your potential. The transcript emphasizes that discomfort is where progress happens. Like an athlete pushing through fatigue to build strength, you must lean into the friction of fear, uncertainty, or rejection to grow. Successful people don't avoid discomfort, they seek it. They understand that the unease of acting before they're ready is the price of greatness. Consider Thomas Edison, who faced thousands of failed experiments before perfecting the light bulb. Each failure was uncomfortable, but he embraced it as feedback, not defeat, ultimately reshaping the world. Most people are conditioned to avoid discomfort from childhood. A student who answers incorrectly in class and faces laughter learns to stay silent. An adult who pitches a business idea and gets rejected vows never to try again. Over time, these moments wire the subconscious to associate action with danger, making hesitation the default. To break this cycle, reframe discomfort as a sign of growth. When you feel fear, say, "This is my chance to expand." When you face rejection, think, "This is teaching me resilience." This shift transforms discomfort from an enemy into an ally. Building this mindset takes practice. Start by taking small, uncomfortable actions daily. Speak up in a meeting, ask for feedback, or try a new skill. Each step conditions your mind to see discomfort as normal, reducing its power over you. Over time, what once felt terrifying becomes routine. You'll find yourself acting boldly, not because you're fearless, but because you've trained yourself to move through fear. Practical steps to embrace discomfort. Identify one action that scares you, e.g., public speaking, networking, and do it this week. Write down a past discomfort that led to growth and reflect on its lessons. Reframe fear by saying, "This discomfort is my growth signal," before acting. Commit to one uncomfortable action daily, for 30 days, like cold calling a potential client. Journal about how each uncomfortable action makes you feel and track your progress. Embracing discomfort is the foundation of bold action. It rewires your mind to see challenges as opportunities, setting the stage for all other strategies. Strategy 2. Act before you feel ready. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Most people delay action until they feel confident, prepared, or certain, but that moment never comes. The transcript hammers this truth. Clarity, confidence, and capability don't precede action. They follow it. You don't wait to feel courageous to act. You act, and courage emerges. You don't wait to feel capable to move. You move, and capability grows. Consider Sarah, a graphic designer who dreamed of starting her own agency. She waited years for the right time, believing she needed more skills, savings, or clients. Fear of failure kept her stuck until she finally launched a small website and took on one client. That first step revealed the next: learning pricing, marketing her services, building a portfolio. Within 2 years, her agency thrived. Not because she was ready, but because she acted despite feeling unprepared. The mind resists action, urging you to analyze, plan, or gather more information. This is a protective instinct, not a strategy, for success. The longer you wait, the stronger fear grows, and the harder it becomes to move. Successful people override this instinct. They act before they're ready, trusting they'll figure it out along the way. The Wright brothers didn't know how to fly. They built a plane and tried. Their action created the path forward. To build this habit, shorten the gap between thought and action. When an idea strikes, act within 24 hours, even if it's a small step. Research a business concept, email a contact, or draft a plan. Speed dismantles doubt. If you hesitate, your mind amplifies risks, convincing you to wait. By acting quickly, you teach your subconscious that movement is safe, making bold action instinctive over time. Practical steps to act before you're ready. Identify one goal you've delayed and take one small action toward it today. Set a 24-hour rule. Act on any new idea within a day, no matter how small. Write down what being ready means and challenge its necessity. Share your action plan with a friend for accountability. Celebrate every step taken, even if imperfect, to reinforce the habit. Acting before you're ready creates momentum. It's the spark that turns dreams into reality. Strategy 3. Reframe failure. As feedback, failure is not the enemy, inaction is. The transcript underscores that failure is part of the process, a teacher, not a dead end. Most people fear failure, seeing it as proof of inadequacy. They avoid risks to protect their ego, but this keeps them stuck. Successful people redefine failure as feedback, using it to sharpen their skills, refine their approach, and build resilience. Take J.K. Rowling, whose Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. Each rejection stung, but she saw it as data, what didn't work, what to improve. Her persistence turned a failure into a global phenomenon. Similarly, every entrepreneur, inventor, or leader who's shaped history has failed, often spectacularly. Their secret? They didn't let failure define them, they let it guide them. Most people are taught to avoid failure from an early age. A child who fails a test feels ashamed, not curious. An adult whose business flops vows never to try again. This conditioning makes failure feel like a verdict, not a lesson. To break free, reframe every setback as feedback. A rejected job application teaches you to refine your resume. A failed pitch reveals how to communicate better. This mindset transforms failure from a stop sign into a stepping stone. Start by analyzing past failures. What did you learn? How did they make you stronger? Then take small risks deliberately, knowing some will fail. Launch a side project, pitch an idea, or negotiate a deal. Each outcome, success or failure, provides data to improve. Over time, you'll fear failure less because you'll see it as progress, not punishment. Practical steps to reframe failure. List 3 past failures and write down 1 lesson from each. Take 1 small risk this week, like pitching a project, and analyze the outcome. Reframe setbacks by saying, "This is feedback for my next step." Read a biography of someone who overcame failure, like Walt Disney. Share a failure story with a mentor, and ask for their perspective. Reframing failure empowers you to act boldly, knowing that every stumble brings you closer to success. Strategy 4. Build the habit of speed. Speed matters. The transcript highlights that successful people act quickly, seizing opportunities before hesitation takes hold. Most people overthink, analyzing every possible outcome until the window closes. They convince themselves they need more time, information, or certainty, but this is hesitation disguised as preparation. The faster you act, the faster you dismantle fear and build momentum. Consider Elon Musk, who launched SpaceX despite skepticism about private space travel. He didn't wait for a perfect plan. He acted, iterated, and adjusted. His speed allowed him to outpace competitors who were still planning. Similarly, in your life, acting quickly separates you from those who wait. The first to pitch a client, apply for a role, or launch a product often wins, not because they're smarter, but because they moved. Hesitation is a habit rooted in fear of being wrong. Your mind seeks safety, urging you to delay until risks seem minimal. But waiting strengthens doubt, making action harder. To counter this, train yourself to act fast. When an opportunity arises, set a deadline, 24 hours, 48 hours, and move. For example, if you want to start a blog, write the first post today, not next month. Speed creates energy, revealing paths you can't see from the sidelines. Building speed requires discipline, not motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline ensures you act regardless of how you feel. Create a system. List daily actions, set timers, and reward quick decisions. Over time, your mind will expect movement, and hesitation will lose its grip. Practical steps to build speed. Set a 24-hour deadline for acting on any new idea or opportunity. List 3 tasks you've delayed and complete 1 today. Use a timer to make decisions in 10 minutes or less. Track how many actions you take daily and aim to increase the number. Reward yourself for quick decisions, like a coffee after completing a task. Speed turns opportunities into realities. It's the difference between dreaming and doing. Strategy 5. Train your mind for boldness. Boldness is not a personality trait. It's a habit you cultivate. The transcript stresses that hesitation is learned through conditioning, but so is courage. Most people are wired to avoid risk, associating action with danger. A child laughed at for a wrong answer learns to stay quiet. An adult rejected for a job learns to play it safe. These moments create subconscious patterns that make hesitation automatic. But you can rewire your mind to make bold action your default. Take Maria, a shy accountant who wanted to lead her firm's presentations but froze at the thought of public speaking. She started small, volunteering for low-stakes meetings. Each time she spoke, her fear lessened and her confidence grew. Within a year, she was leading major client pitches. Her boldness wasn't innate. She trained it through repetition. 2. Train boldness. Treat your mind like a muscle. Start with small daily actions that push your comfort zone. Ask a question in a group, negotiate a small deal, or share an idea publicly. Each action rewires your subconscious, teaching it that movement is safe. Over time, bold decisions feel less daunting because you've built a track record of acting despite fear. Consistency is key. Boldness isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. Create a bold action log to track your efforts, noting what you did, how it felt, and what you learned. This reinforces the habit and builds confidence. Surround yourself with bold people too. Their energy is contagious, pushing you to act when you might otherwise hesitate. Practical steps to train boldness. Commit to one bold action daily, like initiating a conversation or sharing an idea. Keep a bold action log to track your efforts and reflect weekly. Join a group of action-oriented people, like a mastermind or networking club. Practice saying, "I choose to act now," before making a bold move. Visualize yourself acting boldly in a challenging scenario for 5 minutes daily. Training boldness transforms you into someone who moves instinctively, seizing opportunities others miss. Strategy 6. Create momentum. Through consistency, momentum is the force that turns small actions into big results. The transcript emphasizes that bold action isn't about one grand move. It's about consistent, deliberate steps that build energy over time. Most people fail because they're inconsistent. They act once, then retreat, or start strong, then fizzle out. Without consistency, there's no momentum, and every action feels like starting over. Consider Alex, who wanted to build a fitness coaching business. He began by posting one workout video weekly on social media. It felt insignificant. At first, no views, no clients, but he stuck with it, improving each video. After 6 months, his consistency attracted a small following, then clients, then partnerships. His momentum came from steady effort, not a single viral hit. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. 1 hour of daily learning over a year, 365 hours, outweighs a frantic weekend cram session. To build momentum, identify core actions that move you toward your goals. Writing daily, networking weekly, saving monthly, and protect them like appointments. These habits compound, creating results that seem impossible at the start. Discipline drives consistency. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline ensures you act regardless of mood. Create systems to stay on track. Set reminders, break tasks into small steps, and review progress weekly. When you slip, recover quickly, miss 1 day, not 2. Momentum builds when you refuse to let setbacks derail you. Practical steps to create momentum. Choose one daily action, e.g., writing 100 words, saving 5 ton, and commit for 30 days. Set a weekly review to assess progress and adjust your plan. Break big goals into micro-tasks to make starting easier. Use a habit tracker to monitor consistency. Celebrate milestones, like 30 days of action, to stay motivated. Consistency turns bold actions into unstoppable momentum, making success inevitable. Strategy. Then overcome perfectionism. Perfectionism is hesitation in disguise. The transcript warns that waiting for the perfect plan, moment, or preparation is a form of self-sabotage. Most people delay action, convinced they need more skills, time, or certainty. But perfection is an illusion. No moment is flawless. No plan is foolproof. Successful people act imperfectly, knowing that done is better than perfect. Take Lisa, who wanted to launch an online store but spent months tweaking her website, fearing it wasn't ready. Meanwhile, a competitor launched a basic site and started selling. Lisa's perfectionism cost her time and opportunities. When she finally launched, flaws and all, she learned more from customer feedback than months of planning. Perfectionism stems from fear of criticism, failure, or being not enough. It convinces you that waiting is safer than acting. To overcome it, embrace imperfect action. Launch the rough draft, pitch the unpolished idea, apply for the job you're not fully qualified for. Each imperfect step provides clarity, showing you what works and what doesn't. Set deadlines to force action. Give yourself 48 hours to complete a task, even if it's not perfect. Focus on progress, not flawlessness. Done is better than perfect because done gets results, while perfect keeps you stuck. Practical steps to overcome perfectionism. Set a 48-hour deadline for a task you've delayed due to perfectionism. Launch one imperfect project this week, like a blog post or product idea. Write down what perfect means and challenge its importance. Share an unfinished idea with a trusted friend for feedback. Remind yourself, done is better than perfect, before starting a task. Overcoming perfectionism frees you to act boldly. You're turning ideas into realities. Strategy. 8. Take calculated risks. Bold action isn't reckless, it's strategic. The transcript clarifies that bold action involves calculated risks, not blind leaps. Most people avoid risks, fearing loss or failure, but the biggest risk is inaction. Playing it safe feels secure but guarantees stagnation. Successful people take risks, not because they're fearless, but because they trust their ability to adapt and learn. Consider Jeff Bezos, who left a high-paying job to start Amazon. It was risky, but calculated. He saw the internet's potential and bet on his vision. His risk paid off, not because it was guaranteed, but because he acted, adjusted, and persisted. Every major achievement involves risk: starting a business, changing careers, investing in yourself. To take calculated risks, assess the potential reward against the downside. Ask, what's the best-case scenario? The worst? Can I recover if it fails? If the upside outweighs the risk and you can bounce back, act. For example, investing $1,000 in a course could yield new skills and income, with the worst case being a financial loss you can absorb. That's a risk worth taking. Start with small risks to build confidence. Negotiate a freelance rate, pitch a bold idea, or invest a small sum. Each risk teaches you to trust your judgment, making bigger risks less daunting. Over time, you'll see risk as a tool, not a threat. Practical steps to take calculated risks. Identify one risk you've avoided and evaluate its upside and downside. Take one small risk this week, like asking for a raise or investing $50 research. A successful risk-taker's story, like Oprah Winfrey, and note their approach. Write a recovery plan for a potential failure to reduce fear. Consult a mentor before a big risk to gain perspective. Calculated risks are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Strategy 9. Surround yourself with action takers. Your environment shapes your actions. The transcript implies that successful people surround themselves with those who move, not hesitate. Most people are held back by circles that normalize inaction. Friends who mock ambition, colleagues who prioritize comfort, or family who fear risk. To forge your future, surround yourself with action takers who inspire, challenge, and hold you accountable. Take David, a budding entrepreneur stuck in a group of skeptical friends. Joining a local startup meetup exposed him to founders who acted fast and shared their failures openly. Their energy pushed him to launch his app, which became a modest success. His new circle didn't just support him. They modeled bold action. Seek out communities where action is the norm: masterminds, industry events, online forums. Be the least experienced person in the room. That's where growth happens. Offer value too. Share insights, ask thoughtful questions, or volunteer. Relationships built on mutual growth are the strongest. Mentors are crucial. They've taken the risks you fear and can guide you past pitfalls. Approach them with humility and specificity. Ask, how did you overcome self-doubt? Not, can you help me? Their wisdom accelerates your progress. Practical steps to surround yourself with action takers. Join one action-oriented community this month, like a networking group or online course. Reach out to a potential mentor with a specific question. Offer value to your network, like sharing a resource or feedback. Attend an industry event and connect with at least 3 people. Limit time with negative influences who discourage action. Your circle shapes your mindset. Surround yourself with those who move, and you'll move too. Strategy 10. Own your future bold. Action is about taking control. The transcript's core message is that your future isn't given. It's forged by those who act while others wait. Most people live reactively, letting circumstances, fear, or others' expectations decide their path. They hope for change, but don't create it. To own your future, you must decide to act, no matter the obstacles. Consider Rachel, who felt trapped in a low-paying job. Instead of waiting for a promotion, she took control, learning digital marketing at night, freelancing on weekends, and building a client base. Within 3 years, she ran her own agency. Her future changed because she owned her actions, not because life handed her a break. Owning your future means rejecting excuses. I'm not ready. I need more time, or I don't have resources are fear in disguise. Replace them with decisions. I'll start small, I'll learn as I go, I'll find a way. Every action, however small, is a vote for the life you want. Discipline is your tool. Motivation fades, but discipline ensures you act daily. Create a system, set goals, break them into steps, and track progress. When fear creeps in, remind yourself no one is coming to save you. Your future depends on your choices now. Practical steps to own your future. Write a one-page vision of your ideal future and list 3 actions to start today. Create a daily action plan and stick to it for 30 days. Eliminate one excuse by replacing it with a solution, e.g., no time becomes, I'll wake up 30 minutes earlier. Share your vision with a trusted ally for accountability. Review your progress monthly and adjust your strategy. Owning your future is a commitment to act relentlessly, shaping a life that's yours by design. Conclusion: your future is built today. Your future is not a gift to be received, it's a legacy to be built. The 10 strategies outlined here: embracing discomfort, acting before you're ready, reframing failure, building speed, training boldness, creating momentum, overcoming perfectionism, taking calculated risks, surrounding yourself with action takers, and owning your future are your tools to forge a life of purpose, achievement, and freedom. Each strategy rests on a single truth. Bold action is the difference between those who dream and those who do. The journey won't be easy. You'll face fear, setbacks, and moments where hesitation feels safer. But every successful person has faced these challenges and chosen to move forward. The Wright brothers, J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, they weren't born extraordinary. They acted when others waited. You have the same power. Your potential is limitless, but it's unlocked only through action. Start now. Pick one strategy and take one step today. Write your vision, make a call, launch a project. Every action, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future. You don't need permission, certainty, or a perfect plan. You need only the courage to move. The life you want is waiting, not for the perfect moment, but for you to claim it with bold, relentless, unstoppable action. Decide today to be the architect of your destiny, and let your actions shape a future that inspires the world.